Peace, everybody. Welcome to Capital Combat. Name says it all. I'm Hakeem Branch. First off, Happy New Year to everybody. Secondly, let's get into the light heavyweight fight between Jesse Hart and Joe Smith Jr. It's going down today. As I'm filming this video, it is Saturday. This looks like it's going to be a pretty entertaining fight. We got two guys who have previously challenged for a portion of the light heavyweight title. Well, with Hart, he actually challenged for a portion of the super middleweight title twice against Gilberto Zurdo Ramirez, coming up short. And Joe Smith coming up short against Dimitri Bivol last year. So now both guys are in a situation where they're 1 or 2 wins away from being right back into another title shot. So let's talk about Smith first. Smith is one of those hard-nosed lunch pail type of guys. He's going to literally put his head down, try to get in your chest, work some nice overhands. He's got some good crisp left hooks, and he is a workman type fighter. He's going to get in there. He's not going to be super flashy, but he wants to pretty much lay hands on you, kind of beat you down. Hopefully you can't keep up with him. So one of the things that has kept him from being one of the top guys is, one, his footwork is not up to snuff with some of the more elite guys. You see this versus Sullivan Barrera and a lot versus Dimitri Bivol, where he was able to just slide just a little bit, be out of Smith's range, but in his own range, and then catch Smith coming in a lot. Smith also tends to smother himself sometimes, which is something else that you saw a lot versus Bivol and Barrera. Even in his wins, you see him ending up in a lot of clinches when he doesn't really need to be. However, on the good side, like I said, he's got really decent power, respectable power, and he's got a really sneaky overhand right that, for instance, Fonfara and Bernard Hopkins found out about the hard way when they suffered a defeat at the hands of Smith. Those are his 2 signature wins there. Beating Bernard Hopkins, even at 51, is nothing to shake your head at, because Hopkins was still operating at a pretty high level, and for him to fight Smith, he saw it as a winnable challenge. However, Smith denied him that opportunity to continue to win on, and then also forced him into retirement. So that's a big feather in the cap of Joe Smith. He, like I said, puts his head down, literally. So he will get into that earmuff guard like this, but then he has his head down like this to where he can't really see the opponent in front of him. And that leads him to get hit a lot. Even though he's got his guard up, if the opponent, say someone like a Bivol or Barrera, who's pretty highly skilled and can kind of step back and see those windows of opportunity, the uppercut's there a lot. You can hook around his guard, and his guard is pretty open, so you can go straight down the middle too. Even though his hands are up, he's still very easily hittable. And then from the hand positioning, you can also get around to that body if you are willing to take the incoming, because what he wants you to do is throw, and then he's going to throw right after you. He's not going to give you that chance to rest. So those are the skills that Smith is bringing in. How are they going to fare against Hart? Hart is a lot more of a slick fighter. He likes to create angles. He likes to move. He sometimes overcommits on his punches, and that can lead to clinches as well. So there's 2 ways that this fight can go. One, you're going to see a lot of leather landed, which means entertainment. Also, because both guys have a penchant to smother or overcommit on a punch, we will probably see a lot of clinches, a lot of action being stopped. However, on a good note, both guys punch in the clinches. They like to be in close. If they got a free hand, they're going to work. They're also going to try to break that clinch to get work off. So I'm thinking we'll see a lot of clinches, but this is going to be a high contact action fight. Now, Hart was outskilled by Zurdo Ramirez twice. He's not fighting someone with the skill level of Ramirez, but he's fighting a very gritty guy in Smith. So what I'm expecting with all the things I said about Joe Smith, him being easy to be hit, able to be outpaced on the feet, and being able to be caught either too far away or coming in, if Hart can sustain a very metered attack and not get tired, which we haven't seen him do, I expect him to find enough holes in Smith's defense to come away with a decision victory. Placing him in the mix with the better BFs, well, Canelo's probably going to drop the belt he got from Kovalev. But Bivol, he may, get in with him. But you got those guys who have belts at light heavyweight, and winning this fight is going to put him right in the mix of those guys. Top Rank has a pretty good working relationship with Matchroom, who kind of does their business, their televised business on DAZN. So, we don't really like to get into all the politics and the business and stuff because we're not counting other guys' money. However, I think one of those fights will be easier to make, but most likely he's going to end up fighting Beterbiev if he can get past Joe Smith. Like I said, Smith has a sneaky overhand right, and Hart likes to keep his hands down, so that may make things interesting. But for my pick, I'm going with Hart by decision. A hard-fought, probably 7-5 type of decision where Smith's going to get some leather landed, but for the most part, the distance and the cleaner punching of Hart will get the job done. So let me know what you think about this fight. Hit me up in the comment section below. We got UFC 246 next week with Conor McGregor and Donald Cerrone. So look out for that video. We got a few more boxing matches coming up over the course of the next month or two that are intriguing, but nothing that's going to be like super duper huge in the, I would say, the casual boxing view, to where someone who is not watching every single fight that comes on would be interested in seeing. Not really any big names coming up as far as a fight in the near future, other than Wilder and Fury. I think that one's going to be the fight that everyone's going to be paying attention to. So for us hardcore fans, there's a lot going on up until that point. And if you have any questions about any of those, Rob and I'll be dropping a video breaking down those ones, and you can hit us up in the comment section below. Or you can hit us up in our email, capitalcombat@gmail.com, asking us any questions, and we'll post that in our combat mailbag. So make sure you like this video, subscribe to catch the recap and the future breakdowns that we do, technical toolbox, everything that we have on the channel. And until next time, fight on.
This is round one, and you've already lost. They don't seem to see that everything we've done is coming and cost. My fists are on fire. I perform till I perspire. My demons are in a rage. Keep thinking that it's a game. I kick rhyme, hurricane. I told them I don't play. I'm liquid.
Black Street Fighter.